I just met you recently and a couple of weeks ago, and I said, "Oh, come stay with me," and you stayed with me for a few days, and we got to know each other, and we realized that we're deeply connected and on the same soul journey, and had similar backgrounds, even though they're nothing similar, but the consequences are similar, and the emotions are similar, and what we had to
Hmm.
come through is similar. So I feel like you're, part of my spiritual family. So what I wanted to dive in today, because we could talk about a number of things, because you're so well versed in everything I love, but film and spirituality and the link between those, and you use film as a spiritual language, and I love that. So why don't you first talk a little bit about that, and then I want to get into something else right after you finish.
Okay, yeah, I'm Phil. I'm from Germany, and I'm a filmmaker since I'm 5 years old because my grandmother gifted me her 8 millimeter film camera, and we ran around the neighborhood and doing like short films, really on film back then. And yeah, that was truly magical because when you're a child, you don't have any boundaries in your head, you know? Just go with the flow, and everything is magical, everything is possible. And yeah, that's truly a thing I remember all the time. And I tried to keep it up to I'm 30 years, 38 years now, and I'm trying to keep it up to be a child, a huge child.
Wonderful. Yeah, so many of us forget about that, and we get into life is serious, and you got to go to college, then get a job, and work hard at that job, and until you're 50 or 60, and then you retire. And there's something wrong with that because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and I want to talk about that a little bit with you. You said as a child you were deeply connected to spirituality and you eventually got into transcendental meditation. But, I teach the imposters, the joker, the narcissist, the victim, the overthinker, and you connected to the joker. And the joker, I think, is like the trickster, and so I just want to know, how did the joker shape your childhood experiences, and how did that bring in humor and rebellion in your life?
Oh, that's a long story. Okay, where shall we start?
Well, just share like how it shaped you into who you are at 38 years old, this filmmaker and this person who's thirsty to taste all of life and to create and to help other people.
Yeah, maybe it was like I had a very beautiful childhood when I was outside, when I ran around the camera, and I felt really connected to everything, to the fear of the neighbors, for example, of the beauty of everything, of trees, of this great oneness around us. And when I came to school, they said everything is wrong. You have to sit in line. You have to be here like for 6 to 8 hours and learn stuff from some people who lived like 500 years ago. But they don't have really relevance of today's life or how we feel or how we act in everyday life. And it was really, I forgot about that. It was like it was suppressing and building walls around this spiritual connection. And then there was like, when I was a student, when I had freedom again, like well, I took back my freedom, I really teared down these walls and connected to everything again and getting into the moment and just be open-minded, open-hearted, and just on the streets, I just go to a stranger and say, "How's it going?" And when I was in Los Angeles, it was insane. It's like totally different than in Germany. People were doing interviews with me and telling their life stories, and I had this camera all the time, and like preserving that life is truly magical. And that's maybe the main thing when this joker, when this connection to everyone is so strong, you can't bury it under anything. It's like coming up again and again, and then you are, yeah, then you keep your track, like the universe is pulling it towards the direction you're meant to go, where you want to be.